Welcome to today's episode of the Declutter Hub podcast, your channel for super easy, no-nonsense advice on how to declutter and organise your home. Please welcome your hosts, professional organisers Ingrid Jansen and Leslie Spellman.
Hello and welcome listeners to episode 76 of the Declutter Hub podcast. I'm Ingrid.
And I'm Leslie.
If you have clutter and want to sort it out, this is the show for you. Now, before we get started today, I'd like to chat about a couple of things going on in the Declutter Hub. We are now on day 17 of our 40 days, 40 items challenge, and we are absolutely loving it. And so are all our members in our Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group yet, please come and join us because we still have people joining our challenge and they're catching up if they want to. So it's a lot of fun. And Leslie, we're loving it, aren't we?
Oh yeah, so much. I mean, it's inspiring us, isn't it, as well? I mean, we have to pick an item ourselves to talk to you guys about, but the things that you're coming back with are incredible. So if you're taking part, thank you so much for all the inspiration. It really is something else, isn't it? It's like nothing we've ever done.
I know. We've got so many people joining in and motivating each other and kickstarting each other and celebrating each other's wins. It's been absolutely epic already. And we've even had a challenge face-off the other day in the group, didn't we, Leslie?
We did. We had a kind of a voice style challenge together, a voice style battle between Ingrid and I, who had the better item. So if you've not seen it, you can go and watch our item battle over in the Facebook group. So the 40 days, 40 items challenge, along with something else, which we're going to talk about in a minute, has inspired us for today's podcast topic, which is all about whether a sense of community, i.e. doing things together as a group and motivating each other, is the key to successful decluttering. So we wanted to really focus in on that today to see whether we are stronger together. So our 40 days, 40 items challenge was one part of that. And the other thing is that next week is the start of APDO's Spring Clearing Week. Now, Ingrid, as the immediate past president of APDO, can you tell us what APDO is all about and what it is? Because some of our members won't even know what APDO is.
APDO is an acronym for the Association of Professional Declutterers and Organisers here in the UK. And it was founded in 2004 and we celebrated our 15-year anniversary last year. And we now have around 380 professional organisers in our association all over the UK. And we truly believe that it's lovely to be part of a group and all love decluttering and organizing. We've seen the association grow. I was president for 4 years in total and a volunteer for 7. And the association has grown, especially in the last 5-6 years or so, from about 115 members to just under 400. So there's an incredible boost in professional organizing and decluttering here in the UK. And yes, absolutely love being a part of that group of people who realize how much we change our clients' lives when we work with them and tackle the clutter with them. And it's wonderful to be part of that.
Next week, they are hosting Spring Clearing Week, 2 times within the year where APDO hosts a special event almost. One is National Organising Week, which is normally in November, and one is Spring Clearing Week. So it's not cleaning, it's clearing, as you know, because we clear rather than clean as professional organisers. So that starts on Monday next week. And so there is a focus this year on the impact of fast fashion.
Yes, I think we're all shopping so many more clothes than we did a couple of decades ago, even a decade ago. And because the stock in the shops change so often these days, because they get so many quick items of clothing every time in, you're kind of almost even tempted more than in the past to buy more and more and more clothes. But that fast fashion has an incredible impact on our planet and on our environment and on sustainability and all of those things. And I think APDO really wanted to put the focus on that fast fashion and also show there are other ways to enjoy your clothes. And I think they've got some focus on things you can do other than having fast fashion and keep buying clothes, right?
Yeah, so I think certainly some of our APDO members are hosting events up and down the country, aren't they? Swishing events. Most of you will be familiar with what swishing is, but if you're not, it's basically where you bring items of clothing to an event, which you then give in. They then exchange those for tokens, which you can then use on buying something new. Is decluttering items out of your house that you don't want and swapping them for something that you do want. So the whole idea is that you start to wear more of the items that are in your wardrobe. So it's not going to take the volumes down necessarily if you swish like for like. Once you've decided that you no longer want something, you can go and swap it out for something different, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you take a look at APDO's social media, there will be details of the swishing events that are going on up and down the country next week. Some APDO members are also promoting Project 333, which is to wear 33 items or less for 3 months. I think that would be quite hard, don't you, Ingrid?
You know why it would be hard for me? Because I actually don't have a very good eye. I kind of buy always an outfit complete, and I find it quite difficult to mix and match things together. So I'm always in awe of the people who actually do 3-3. Not that I actually have a lot of clothes, but I'm not very good at combining because I'm not a very stylish person, I think. So I kind of...
No, that's not true.
I don't know. I just always think, when I see it on the mannequin, I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy the whole outfit because I know now it looks good. So I buy the trouser and the top and the necklace. And I'm like, right, okay. And then I might have another necklace at home or another top that I can wear. But to actually put outfits together of only 33 items that have to kind of mix and match together, I would find very, very tricky.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say some people are much more creative, aren't they, with the kinds of things that they wear. So I know last year in the Declutter Hub Facebook group, we did a May wardrobe challenge, which was a very similar thing, wasn't it? Where we asked people to do was to look at wearing something different each day that you've not worn for a while. So to encourage those items that sit languishing in the back of a cupboard or the bottom of your wardrobe that you're just not using, to try and encourage people to start wearing those things. And actually, if you do look at them, pull them out, decide that you don't wear them, or even if you wear them for a day and don't feel comfortable in them, you can make a more conscious decision then on decluttering them, whether or not they're going to serve you well. So there's lots of things going on within APDO for Spring Clearing Week. So do follow along and see what's going on and see if you can get involved yourself. But I think the combination of the 40 days, 40 items challenge and APDO Spring Clearing Week got us thinking about whether doing things together helps people along in their decluttering journey. So what do you think, Ingrid?
You know what? I truly believe, and of course now I have the proof within our wonderful group and in our wonderful membership, but I knew this already. When you're doing something together with friends or people who are on the same journey, it's so much more fun. And I know for example, I'm now going to the gym with two or three friends of mine, and something that I haven't been wanting to do for a long time is suddenly more fun because you do it with your friends. And I think it's the same when you're in a group or in a community and you actually work together, you can motivate each other, you can inspire each other. It really helps you to go, you know, I'm going to try another item. I'm going to do another day. I'm going to have another look. I might not feel up for it today, but I'm feeling inspired because I've seen in the group something else that somebody else has been doing. And that's given me an idea to also then look at that. So for sure, I'm a firm believer that community is really, really crucial in your decluttering journey.
And I think to have that kind of structure, so to use a challenge type structure is definitely working for a lot of people, and doing things on a small basis. So the 40 days, 40 items challenge really is working because it's not too taxing. We're just asking people, find one item a day to declutter from your house, which is not that difficult, but people are then finding more. The interesting thing about it is that people are giving other people ideas about what to declutter. It's quite funny, isn't it? If you look at some of the comments, people are saying their cupboards are calling to me. And someone said, I think it was Kathy, wasn't it? One of our members in the Declutter community who said, you're next. She's like going around with the items and you're next, and so on. The other interesting thing that got me thinking about a sense of community and sort of challenge and all that was last year when, the beginning part of last year, when Marie Kondo and her KonMari method was on the TV, the books came out, and everybody was joining in and talking about it. Those kind of methods have been around for a long time. There's something captivating about a movement happening together. And that certainly was a big part of the growth of the professional organising industry in the UK. We've been there a long time, as Ingrid says. We've been going for 15 years as an association. But Marie Kondo certainly spiked people's interest, and people realised then that doing things together or following something with other people really, really helps. I am with you, Ingrid. I think community is absolutely critical to success, because it's a hard journey on your own, isn't it?
You know what? And I think what's also really, really lovely, and that's what one of our members in our Facebook group posted, is that she said, I'm slowly but surely starting to see, we're 17 days in now, I'm starting to look at my house with a different pair of eyes. Like Kathy said, the cupboards are calling me now. They're like, because of the 40 days, 40 items challenge, so they know they still have another 23 days to go. But also some of our members are realizing, wow, they're starting to look at their house in a different way. They come in, and because slowly but surely random bits of clutter are disappearing, so they're almost starting to see through the clutter now, instead of the clutter all being one kind of blurry stuff on surfaces and piles in the corner their brain has ignored. It's so interesting. And other people are responding to that in the group, going, yes, I've got the same thing. I've got that too. And that really kind of starts to cement that group feeling that you help each other and that you motivate each other.
Well, it's definitely a problem shared is a problem halved. Sometimes I think in the decluttering journey, people who have been judged a lot in their life think that they're the only people who feel like that. And so sometimes you need to go into a safe community of people who are like, it's okay, I've had that as well, and I turned a corner on that, or my home was like that before, but it isn't anymore because I've worked on it. And so it's really important, isn't it, to see other people's progress, even if just to ask a question about recycling or anything like that. Or is anybody in this area that's got an idea about that? Anything like that that's really going to help is going to be critical, because if you're trying to do it on your own, you think about that question, you don't ask it, and then it just gets put to one side and people stop. You know, if there's no one responding to you and no one saying yes or answering back, it's hard, isn't it? And so I really do think whether that's just one person that replies to you, it's a really critical part of the process. Community is absolutely key. We did a live Q&A session a few days ago, didn't we, where someone was really struggling with her progress because life had thrown lots of stuff in her way. You know, the kind of things that life throws in your way. And that was distracting her from her decluttering journey. Well, decluttering or any other sort of self-challenge is difficult and involves an awful lot of focus. Sometimes you need other people to bring you back on track, whether that's other fellow challengers or fellow members, or whether it's people like you and I, whether it's a professional organiser that you're working with. You really do need to do it with someone else. I think we've answered our own question.
Yeah,
We need to discuss it, and I think we both know what the answer is, because we've created communities around the Declutter Hub that do exactly that. And we know that it's the most critical component of what we're trying to do.
But also, Leslie, my mind kind of flashed back to one of our members who cleared a little shelf. And like a week and a half later, she posted a photo of the same shelf going, it is still empty. And it's just so amazing. And for her, that was such a big win, because probably that shelf was kind of a catch-all of everything all the time. And just, you know, the love from the fellow members to go, yes, well done, that's amazing. A massive pat on the back on herself. Maybe even the people in her house were like, oh, we didn't even know this was a big thing. But for her, it was a big thing. And she celebrated that win. And I think that's really important to be part of a community as well.
Yeah, because you might not get that from your close family and friends, because everybody else in your close family and friends might be like, well, what's the big deal? You just get rid of the clutter and that's the end of that. Why can you not be tidy? It's fine. They might not have those same feelings that you have, therefore they struggle to empathize. And so you need to be going on that journey with like-minded people who completely get it. And that's the key, isn't it? You know, finding a community of people, whatever challenge that is, whether it's going to the gym like you're talking about, trying to lose weight, trying to declutter, trying to eat healthily, all of these things that we challenge ourselves on, you need to be going on that journey with like-minded people. So community is absolutely key.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, I think you're right, Leslie. We have answered our own question. And that's why we love the Facebook group, the Declutter Hub community. And that's why we love our members area in our membership.
So yeah, I think we absolutely know that community is critical to getting the decluttering journey right. Some people can do it on their own, but other people need more people on board. It's interesting to watch the way that Facebook groups work in general, whether it's a decluttering group or any other group, because there are some people who love to post and love to share, and there are some people who just like to watch and can be inspired just by other people without posting. But sometimes I think if you can push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone and post something, I think you'll find that it's quite a rewarding thing to do, and it will really enhance your decluttering journey. So have a think about that, whether that's in this group or any other Facebook group. If you post things, then other people will come back with useful information, with inspiration, with motivation, with support. And those kinds of things are really, really important. So just jumping back to Spring Clearing Week then, Ingrid, where can people find information about Spring Clearing Week from?
Well, they can go to the APDO website, apdo.co.uk. And there's also several hashtags on social media that APDO are using for next week. Spring Clearing Week runs from the 16th to the 22nd of March, 2020, just to be clear. And the hashtags are My Closet Clearing Challenge, hashtag Spring Clearing Week, and hashtag Spring Clearing Swish. So if you'd like to check those out, APDO has Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So if you want to know more, follow those hashtags.
And if you fancy doing your own closet clearing challenge, just a quick reminder that within the Declutter Hub, we have just released our 6-step wardrobe course, which is going to take you through every single component of a declutter and organize of your wardrobe in 6 easy steps. She says easy, not easy, not too easy, quite easy, but well put together and thought through. Hey, Ingrid. So if you go to declutterhub.com, we have a shop in there, and you will find our wardrobe course in there, along with our other annual, monthly and quarterly memberships. So go take a look and check out our wardrobe course. People are loving it, aren't they, Ingrid?
Yes, because we've got workbooks, we've got videos, we've got checklists. We talk about hangers, we talk about maximizing space, emotions involved in decluttering questions you can ask yourself. And it's also you can create the wardrobe of your dreams, and you actually wear all of your clothes instead of having all of those clothes and only wearing 20%, 80% of the time. We would love you to wear 80% of your clothes all the time, so you can get more wear out of it, and you're more sustainable, and you don't have to keep shopping to find items, but mix and match what you already have and own.
So be inspired by what's going on within the APDO community next week, and potentially tackle your own wardrobe.
So yes, Leslie, you're completely right with your big shout out for the APDO organizers here in the UK. And I also wanted to say a big hello to all the organizers around the world that are listening into this podcast weekly. And you asked us to put something together. So keep your eye out for something special Leslie and I have been developing for professional organizers coming soon. So good luck everyone for Spring Clearing Week. I hope it will be a very successful week for everyone. And if you are interested in doing your wardrobe decluttered, come and check out our wardrobe course on the declutterhub.com shop. Thanks so much for listening today. And we hope you are inspired to have a look at your closets and your wardrobes. If you'd like to know more tips and advice, come and have a look on our Facebook group, the Declutter Hub community. Have a look on Twitter or Instagram. We are there on all those platforms. If you don't want to miss next weekly episode, subscribe to the Declutter Hub podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher, and it will pop into your notifications each Friday. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Declutter Hub podcast. Check out declutterhub.com for more inspiration, and don't forget to tune in next week.